Live. Good Monday morning, everybody, to all of our viewers here in the United States. Happy 4th of July weekend. We hope you're having a great weekend. This is MCU Mondays. Yes, we are having it on a holiday weekend, and I had to work today anyway, so it's not a weekend for me. I got to work. I don't have
And
to
I
work.
never go anywhere, so
I don't have to work tomorrow, so it's all right. It balances. It's good. It's good. So anyway, we're here. We're talking about MCU. We're here every Monday. Well, we try to be here every Monday. Sometimes life gets in the way, but we try to be here every Monday. We're talking MCU. We've got Secret Invasions going on right now within the MCU. Um, we've got several things coming up, and I think we talked about this last week. Some of the stuff that's coming up has been pushed back. Um, I think maybe not the movie so much, but like the series, like Echo and Ironheart and oh
Blade. Well, we don't
Blade,
even know if Blade is actually
Blade,
happening anymore.
Blade. Yeah, I was gonna say Blade seems to be in production hell at this point. So anyway, we've got. We'll go with what we got. We're doing Secret Invasion. We got Secret Invasion. It's going on now. We got Sam Jackson coming back as Nick Fury. It's great. It's awesome. It's a blast. We've had a lot of fun with. Well, in the first episode, I guess. The second episode was. Well, you know what? I'll hold that. Let's do our theme song, and then we'll dive into the second episode. Always fun, always fun. And yes, I need to get a new. I know. Like I said, one of these days I'm gonna learn video editing, and we'll be fine. We'll be great. It'll be awesome. So, Secret Invasion Episode 2. This this it flashed back a lot, which was good because it wasn't overdone as far as the flashbacks go. I mean, it was good to add some depth to the characters. I mean, we were kind of introduced to the characters in the first episode, and it's like, okay, well, they're Skrulls. What do we know about them? But then it flashes back to Fury and him and Danvers kind of, getting everybody together and saying, okay, we're going to find you guys a thing, blah, blah, blah. And we are introduced to Garrick, which was really good because, like I said, we need background on some of these characters. We don't, other than Talos, we really don't have any idea who any of these Skrulls are. So it's nice to, well, except for Kira from Solo, because she was in
Gaia.
Yeah, Kira.
Yeah. Her character name is Gaia.
Oh, yeah. It's Kira.
This is not Star Wars, Dave. That's Thursday.
Oh, that's Thursday. All right. So anyway, it starts off with that. We kind of roll into this thing too, and we really see Fury's role in all of this kind of he takes it on as a personal war, because he's looking at it, and at some point, in fact, Talos even says that there's like over 1 million Skrulls on Earth, and he's like, holy crap, 1 million? That's a lot of people. That's a lot of Skrulls.
Now, see, I had a problem with that. And maybe it'll be explained in other episodes, but, Mr. Fury's been up on that spaceship, the Saber, for
since the blip.
or possibly longer, who knows? But in that, I mean, that's supposed to be Earth defense.
Right.
So how did they miss
A million scrolls.
coming into the atmosphere and landing on Earth?
Unless they
'Cause
were
if
here
that's
to
our
begin
defense
with.
system, Nick's not doing a very good job.
Or maybe they had them because you flash back to 1997. And I'm going to assume at that point in 1997 that Saber is not functioning. It's not up and running and monitoring things. And it's easy then for people to just kind of show up on Earth. And maybe it wasn't being monitored.
So what, the stuff entering the atmosphere was pushed off as meteorites or something?
Sure,
Or?
why not?
I have a problem with that. I had a
Maybe
couple
it'll
of
be
problems.
explained. Maybe it'll be explained.
Like I said, it might be explained later on, but I had a couple of problems with this episode. Well,
Okay,
actually, one problem which actually goes back, it kind of ties into this episode because this episode is called The Promise, which the promise was Fury and Captain Marvel would find them a home planet.
Right.
And then Talos, I think he said in this episode, it might have been in the first episode, but in one of these episodes, he said, wherever we went, we were met with violence. So evidently, they tried to go to other planets and mingle or whatever, and that didn't work out. So my question is, the planet that Thanos was on,
the Garden Planet.
Remember Carol said when she went to go scope it out before they went in and attacked him, she said nobody else is on the planet.
It's just him. There's no air defenses, nothing.
So,
no armies, nothing.
Why couldn't they go to that planet? If there's nobody else there, they don't have to worry about trying to mingle with other species or anything.
I hadn't thought of that.
Well, that's why I am here.
But you know what though, that's the second time now that's come up in a situation to where I'm looking at it going, why didn't they just go there? Because at the very beginning of Endgame, Rocket Raccoon says, okay, let me back up. At the very end of Infinity War, Thanos gets whacked by Stormbreaker and then disappears, presumably to his garden planet, so that he's done what he needs to do. Then in Endgame, Rocket says, oh, hey, look, Earth was the site of this force of galactic proportion when the snap happened. And then 21 days later, 3 weeks later, it happens again. And Thanos had snapped the stones out of existence. And that's how they found the Garden Planet. Fast forward again, 5 years. Oh, we need to find a good place to go back in time to. Well, in New York, there are 3 stones all together at the same time. And I'm looking at it going, if you choose the right time, you will go to the Garden Planet within that 3 weeks that Thanos is there before he snaps the stones out of existence. It's just him. There's no armies. And you can get all 6 stones all at once. And you really don't have to return them either, because just kill Thanos at that point. But we needed the movie to happen. So...
Yeah, I don't know how it works in the comics, because I thought maybe I might get time to read at least the Invasion comics, which I know this isn't going by exactly. I've heard they've deviated quite a bit from the comics on this one, but still, I was just thinking, I was like, well, actually, I was talking with my oldest son over the weekend, and we were talking. I was like, well, why couldn't they go to the planet? I couldn't remember the name of the planet. I was like, why couldn't they go to where, Thanos went to retire? They said there was nobody there.
Mm-hmm.
So why couldn't they go there?
And obviously it's set up for Thanos to survive. So there's, vegetation. There is ways to grow crops.
My God, they're living in a nuclear plant thing. So if they can survive there, they can survive on the garden planet. I don't
Mm.
know. I'm just throwing shit out there. I don't know.
Kevin
Maybe I'm
Feige.
talking
Kevin
crap.
Feige, can you explain this to us, please? We need some
Somebody,
clarification here.
please explain to me.
Well, again, they need the series to happen, so we got to overlook the easy, obvious answers.
I just wonder if there was any explanation in the, and I'm not sure where the Invasion comics come in the, if that's before or after Endgame or what, the Infinity Saga. I don't know where that
I think it's after. I think, but
is. It okay? So I
I,
really didn't know. I didn't know if maybe they brought it up in that one or.
I don't know. I'd have to. I haven't read the. I've read the Infinity Saga, but I haven't read Secret Invasion. Luke actually has a copy of it, and I need to sit down and read it. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow since I'm not working. Yes.
Well, there you go.
That would be a good idea.
Maybe we'll have explanations by next Monday.
Maybe after we do some research.
So, anyways, that was my other issue.
So, what else happens? Garrick he goes to the council, and I thought this was really, really funny, and Luke didn't pick up on it, but he goes to the council, and the council in the previous scene there had been all these important people and people of power. You had the like the UN ambassador or UN leader. There was like a major news organization's head. There was a president of a country. There was, even down to like a councilwoman, just like a city councilwoman.
Mm-hmm.
And all of these people, you saw them in the first scene, and then all of a sudden you see them all gathered together, and it's like, oh, and then here comes Garrick, and he's like, I've done it, and blah 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 blah. And Luke's like, what? Luke was like, why is he allowed to just walk in there? And I said, well, it said in the first episode he's on the council. He was on the council, and they booted him off. So I'm sure he still has some sort of pull to get in there. And he's like, yeah, but why that council? And I was like, oh, those are Skrulls. You haven't figured that out yet? Those are all Skrulls? I'm like, oh, I promise you, that's the Skrull council. I guarantee it. I'd put money on that. And he's like, oh, well, that makes a lot more sense. I was like, well, yeah. So anyway, so you find out that the Skrull council is all pretty much like I said, people in power, big wigs, things like that, and they vote him into what was it? It was like general of the army, maybe.
Yeah, because Talus was the general, and they had decided to boot Talus out and make Garrick the new general.
Something about when we're at war, then we need a general, basically. We have been at peace and now we're at war, so now we need a general. And basically all of them except for the councilwoman, I believe. I think that's what, or maybe it was the UN.
No, it was a guy, because
I thought it was a girl. I thought it was I
don't remember.
There was one guy there that's like, and I can't even think of who it is now. The actor.
Maybe it was the girl, because she was like, she said something about, is this really the right move? Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And then somebody stood up. I don't know. Garrick threatened somebody. Or did he disintegrate somebody?
Maybe. I
kind of rewatched it right before the show, but I was fast forwarding to certain parts I wanted to check on things with, and I kind of skipped over the meeting part of it. But
who was the guy there was a guy in the meeting, and I'm drawing a complete blank right now. But he's like a well-known actor, and it's like, but he never really said anything. He was always just kind of just kind of nodding and agreeing with everybody. Gosh, it's driving me nuts. I'm gonna have to. I'll find it. It's craziness. But I just remember seeing him. I was like, oh, that's whoever that was. So if anybody's watching and they want to tell me while I look this up, that would be helpful. Stephanie, are you there?
No.
Oh, let's see.
She will be Thursday.
Now, one of the let's see. I'll find it here in a minute. So this episode, there was actually 2 or 3 scenes in this episode where Luke and I were just like, "Oh, I can't believe they just showed that." This went pretty dark really quick. It was the scene was with the where what's her name was interrogating. They caught one of the rebels,
right?
And I don't think it was her people that caught him, was it? It was like a mobster or something that caught him, and she just kind of showed up saying, "Okay, I'm taking over," because she threatened them. They're like, "Who are you?" So I don't think that was her. Thugs.
No, well, actually, I think it was part of Garrick's crew because.
Oh yeah, they were wanting to know how much he had told them.
Oh, for the love of God!
Oh, for the love of Pete! But anyway, and it was really funny. She just shows up and she's got this whole little plucky attitude of I'm here to do it. Blah 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 blah. Oh yeah, and what are you gonna? Oh, don't you worry about that. Now, where's the escape hatch, just in case I need it? Okay, very good. I thought so. It's like Mary Poppins walking in. I'm going to get this out of him. It will be practically perfect in just a minute.
You can't do anything we haven't tried. Blah blah blah.
And then, oh my God!
Although I don't know, maybe they weren't part of the Garrick's crew because you would have thought if they knew he was a Skrull that they could have tried some of that stuff, but
I don't know. All I know is that she got in there and she started talking to him, and she whacked his finger off, and that was like, oh, and I mean, it showed it too. It was right there. It was like it wasn't like
gnarly.
Yeah, it was. I was like, woohoo! They're pushing that rated R boundary just a little bit. They're just going to push it just a little bit.
It escalated quickly.
Yes, it did. And it was like, holy smokes.
And she was still.
Yeah. And she picks it up. She picks it up and turns green like a Skrull. And she goes, well, I guess that answers that question. It throws it away. I'm like, what?
It was awesome.
Holy crap. I was like, man, they really went all out. But there was 2 or 3 scenes like that where I was just like, holy crap, how are they getting away with this? Because it was maybe he did disintegrate somebody, or I don't know, something else happened. Like I said, I'm like with you. I watched it Wednesday when it dropped. Mm-hmm. And I didn't get a chance to really rewatch it, but I do recall 2 or 3 times going, oh no. Very, very dark episode, this one. Yeah. For a lot of promises. But yes, brutal. Definitely brutal. The information she's trying to find
where they're at.
Was it where they're at, or no, or is it just where he is?
Or were they looking for the warehouse because something was stolen?
Yes. And he didn't have any information for her other than I think he told her where he's at. I think that's what it was. I still haven't found my guy, so whatever. So anyway, she gets what she wants. She ducks down the escape. She didn't reclose the escape hatch either. That was what it was Garrick's men were coming in. They were busting in trying to rescue him. So yes, the mobsters that had him was not Garrick's men. Now
Right.
that I'm talking about it, I'm like, okay, now I
Now it's
remember.
all coming back
It's
to us.
all everything's kind of shh.
See, kids, this is what happens when you start getting old. The memory goes first, especially short-term memory.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So anyway, so yes, Garrick's men break in, but she didn't cover the escape hatch. She just went down it and it was just like left it open. It's like
Well, it's going
they're
to be
gonna chase
obvious.
you.
I mean, you could see there was a hatch, whether she closed it or
All
kept it
right.
open. So
All right, fine. All right, fine. Garrick's men get him. They save him. Maybe he did get killed.
I think he did.
I think maybe that was one of the other ooh moments because they took him out to the woods after they found out they were asking him in the car, what did you tell him?
Mhm.
What did you tell us what you told him? And after they found out what he told them, it was like, all right, we're done with you.
Yeah, we didn't get to see that death, but we heard it.
Yeah.
Shots were fired.
So, what happened next? Garrick's going crazy.
Yeah, my
Rhodes.
notes are not in order, so
Yeah, I know. Neither are mine. You had Rhodes at some point.
yeah. Question is Rhodey
A scroll.
a scroll?
Hmm.
Because there was two things I noticed, and again, I could be wishful thinking. But one, anytime you seen him walking in this episode, he didn't walk with that slight limp.
Like he has been doing because of the
Yeah.
whole Civil War thing.
Right. And then he called during their little where he was firing Nick, when he was firing Nick,
him. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for most of that conversation, he called him Fury. And I don't know if he slipped up or if he meant it as an insult, but he said Nick. Nobody calls him Nick. Nobody. Not even his mother.
I don't even think Hill called him Nick.
Nobody calls him Nick. Because, see, I watched Captain Marvel this afternoon.
Ooh, I'm sorry. Oh.
Well, I just thought maybe there might be some stuff. La, 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 la.
Maybe some insight.
Yeah, you never know. But, yeah, because in that movie, who was it? Oh, Carol was asking him, what do people call you or something like that? And he said Fury. She goes, well, what does your mother call you? Fury. What do you call your mother? Fury. So nobody calls him Nick. So I don't know if that was meant to like goad Nick or Fury or if that was a slip up because Rhodey is a squirrel, but I don't know. It was just a couple of things I noticed.
Maybe he was just trying to kind of personalize it.
It could be, but yeah, he was like really rude, especially after Nick. If you hear fireworks, I'm sorry, my neighbors. I live out in the country, so my neighbors.
I do hear fireworks.
Every night.
It's very faint, but I do hear them.
Yeah, so nobody's shooting me. So
Debbie just lives in a bad part of town. Let's just
no, the big farm in back of me, they have parties all the time. So, anyways, but yeah, he was pretty cordial for most of that conversation until he suggested about bringing in our friends. And Nick said, oh, hell no.
Yeah.
Because, and this did actually happen in the comics where the Avengers were brought in and the Skrulls were able to of
Copy
course,
the Avengers.
copy
Yeah.
them and get their powers. And
Yep.
then, that was a whole mess. So that did happen in the comics, but in here, Nick's saying, hell no. And then Rhodey kind of got, that's when I thought he started kind of getting kind of rude with Fury.
And
So,
maybe he is a Skrull, and that's why he wants the Avengers there. He's like, "Oh, bring in the Avengers. Yeah, yeah, we'll just fix this. Bring in the Avengers." And then all of a sudden, it's like,
yeah, because in another scene with Gaia, she's spying on that doctor.
yeah.
And then we see Gaia going on the computer, and you can see that they're trying to get, or well, actually, they do have the DNA.
They mention it. They actually mention quite a few species.
Yeah, they have harvested DNA from Groot, a frost beast, Cole Obsidian, and the extremist patient from Iron Man 3.
Right.
And this also happened in the comics, but it was the Fantastic Four that it happened to.
So this actually, I'm glad you brought this up. This was going to be my next thing anyway. So it's all good. Or wavelength, good. But there was that one scene in the comics, the one scene in the trailers that we saw, where you saw, and I'm going to assume it was Garrick at this point, where he's standing there and he throws his arm out and it turns into a tree like Groot tentacles, and I was like, okay, now that scene makes a little bit of sense. So at some point they're going to pull off this, unless that's just Marvel throwing us a curveball again. But
no, I think the whole purpose is to make him the Super Skrull.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, he's the general. He's got to.
Yeah.
If he, generals today are like, okay, we're going to go sit in our offices and send the troops out. But generals of yesteryear and even generals in other countries are like, I'm going to be on the front line and I'm fighting with my troops. I'm not sending my troops out to be slaughtered. I'm not sending them out to do something I wouldn't do myself.
So my my other question is he going to have all of these powers from the DNA that they have, or are the powers going to be separated out to his like top tier soldiers?
I have no idea. Is it going to be one of these? Okay, well, you can only have one of the powers. You can only, so like you will be Groot and you will be the extremist and you will be Obsidian and you will be the Frost Giant or whatever it was. So anyway, yeah. That's definitely something to think about. And like I said, I'm glad you brought it up because I was thinking, they said Groot, and I was like, oh, that means that the preview makes sense now. Not the preview, the trailer. The trailer makes sense now. Okay, all is good.
I was watching a TikTok video, and this guy was saying how the powers that we see, or that we've seen on the computer screen, the Frost Giant and all that, they all kind of mimic in some way the powers of the Fantastic Four. Like with Groot, he can stretch just like Reed.
The Obsidian, or not the. Oh Lord. The extremist patient is Johnny Torch.
Yeah, the Human Torch, and then we got the Frost Beast, and I don't remember the Frost Beast doing this, but they were saying, since he's like not exactly like a Loki, but Loki can disappear and become invisible, but I don't know about the
Frost. I thought Loki's issue though was that his mother that was his mother's his Asgardian mother's, since she was raised by witches, that was her thing. But I can also see it too. I mean, just in and I'm really reaching on this one. I'm really stretching on this one. So
that's what we do.
I'm going to stretch a little bit. You've got the Invisible Woman, and she's transparent and translucent. You've got a Frost Giant who can deal with it's like ice, and ice, if frozen just right, it can also be translucent and transparent. So it's a stretch, but sure, why not?
Well,
And then
like
of
I
course,
said, that was just some guy's theory on TikTok, and I thought, well, that's interesting.
that's
So
hey.
whether or not that's how it works, I don't know. We shall see.
So you're saying that there are scrolls out there mimicking Reed Richards and Sue Storm and Johnny Storm and Ben Grimm, and they will be loaded up with all of these powers, and that's where we'll get our Fantastic Four origin.
Yeah, I don't know if it's actually happened yet because I don't know what exactly they were doing and what that doctor was doing. If because she put, I assume, was DNA into a machine, and then there was this really big bright light. I don't know if it was an explosion or what it was. I don't know if they have figured it out how to get that DNA into a scroll DNA. I don't know if they're still figuring that out, but yeah, I don't know if anybody has the powers yet. I mean, I would assume Garrick, he
Yeah,
would have used them by now. So maybe he doesn't have them yet. I don't know.
maybe,
I just thought it was interesting.
maybe.
Maybe.
No, I'm gonna say that that's probably gonna be one of those things to where they'll probably talk about it. There's 6 episodes. We got 4 left. They'll probably talk about it for like 2 episodes, and then on the 5th episode, it'll be like, okay, now we've at the end of the fourth, it's we've done it and we're here, and then on the 5th episode, everybody's going crazy. My theory. Save all the cool stuff for the very end, you know.
Yeah, the 5th and 6th episode, that's what they usually do.
That's the cookie cutter. So we'll it's worked in the past. We'll just do the same thing. It's all good. It's all good. And then we get this cool little scene of Fury coming home, or what you can assume is, well, you find out at the end of the scene that it's his home. And again, I called this one, and Luke was sitting there going, "How did you know?" And I'm like, "It's just it's obvious. It's just obvious." He walks into the house, and he's not doing. I mean, it's not like he's walking in like, "Oh, I'm trying to sneak in." He just kind of walks in, and you've got the lady in there, and she's doing stuff in the kitchen and cutting things up and whatnot. And Luke's, I said, "That's his wife." He said, no, he's sneaking in on her. He's sneaking in on her. And then, of course, he says something about, "Oh, Nick Fury, you're down from you." I said, "Watch, she's a scroll too." Sure enough, there she is. She's a scroll. And I was like, "Ha ha, called it. I got that one too."
But does he know she's a scroll?
She turned in front of him. She changed in front of him. He kissed her as a scroll.
Now, when he walked in the kitchen, she was already human.
No, I think she was a human when he walked into the house. She was a human, and then when she saw that it was just him, she reverted back to her scroll form.
But then why revert back to human when he came back in?
I didn't think she did. I thought she reverted to human when he walked in, just in case that wasn't him. And then it was like, okay, it is him. Back
but
to
who the hell else would be walking in?
I don't know. You don't know.
Anyway, well,
it's a weird world. Come on.
I had one issue with that scene. And I think it's the theory. I think it's that lady that brought Garrick in as a little boy. Because she had the same, I think she had the same markings when they showed her as a scroll.
I think you're right.
But the thing was, because Fury has done this, from what I've seen so far, he's done this with every scroll. They do the forehead thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't do that with her.
Well, because
they just went right in for the kiss.
Yeah. Well, kiss is a little more passionate. Come on now. If I see a friend of mine on the street and I go up, and I'm not going to go kiss her, but I might, give a hug or a handshake or something.
Talos does it to his own wife.
Oh, he does, doesn't he?
Hmm. And his child. I just thought it was
Yes,
a,
but Fury is not a scroll. I'll say that.
but
We've
he
got
does
the
it with all the scrolls. I don't know what it means. I don't know if it's a show of honor and respect. I don't know why that's done. I haven't heard the explanation for that. I just thought it was off because I thought, oh, they're going to touch heads and then they'll kiss.
so
But no.
maybe Fury's a scroll too. No, we're not going to go there.
Well, we never know. No. Yeah, so
It
that
happened in Spider-Man. We know it happened in Spider-Man, and we know it was Talos, but that has passed. That too has passed.
so yeah. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I didn't look to see if there was a trailer for the next episode or not.
I haven't seen one. And again, Marvel is not, and I think I figured this out. Again, we don't have an end credit scene. We don't have a post credit scene. It's and Luke's always watching for it, but he gets so disappointed because if you're watching Disney Plus, you know the credits start rolling and it's like, okay, go. Well, when the credits shrink down into the tiny box and it says you may enjoy watching, I think Captain Marvel's the one that pops for Secret Invasion. He's like, oh, there's not going to be an end credit scene because otherwise they wouldn't have shrunk the credits down. They would have left it up. So it was like, all right, well, but I think I figured it out. This is a mini series. This isn't well, it's a movie in the sense that it's a 6-hour long movie, but they're just giving it to us in chunks. My guess is that with episode 6, we'll probably get our post credit scene with episode 6. So for those of you that are out there that are complaining about the post credit scenes, I bet they come at 6. And if they don't, well, then I was wrong. It happens sometimes. Not very often. But it does happen. So, Debbie, did we miss anything? Do we have anything?
Ooh, there is the trailer for episode 3.
Oh, Debbie's watching the trailer for episode 3. Message it to me and I'll bring it up.
No, I haven't watched it, but
Well, I haven't watched it either.
hold on a second.
Oh, you don't know if it's one of those cool little fan made jobs.
Yeah, I hate that.
It is?
No, I said I hate that.
Oh. It's very loud.
How much do you know about your security needs? What do you mean, how much do I know about it? You don't know what I have planned for you.
Hold on.
It sounds good.
Well, hold on. I'm looking.
No, let me take that back. It sounds cool. It doesn't sound like it's good. It sounds cool.
I don't know. Some of these websites that put this up, I'm not very.
Like
I don't trust them.
What's the one Luke is always after? Not Screen Rant, but it's.
No, they're awful.
I like Screen Rant. I like some of the stuff they put out. If you get the chance, go watch. It's a Screen Rant, but it's the pitch meetings. Go watch those. Those are hilarious. But it was or Cinema Sins. I don't remember what it is. There's one of them that Luke's always like. I'm like, oh look, they got a trailer for this such and such, and he goes, yeah, that's not real. That's what's it called site, and that's all fan made crap. So, man, ruin my day.
Yeah, none of them are from Marvel Studios. And that's what I just don't trust them.
Yeah,
because some of them are like fan. They'll stick stuff that they've seen in the trailers, the original trailer, and then they'll throw in some. Like
they'll edit in some stuff from episodes 1 and 2.
Here it has Fantastic Four in it, and I know that's a
Which is it? The oh God, who played Sue? Um,
Now this one's from Rotten Tomatoes, so
oh, that one may be legit then.
well, it would be nice if I could
Rotten Tomatoes is good, but I don't know about their. Sometimes their scoring system I find amusing because it'll rank really really high, but then the audience score is really really low. And there are some where I've watched it and I'm like, this is horrible. Why is this so high? This is a stink fest here. Oh, I think She-Hulk was one of those. And we all know our thoughts on She-Hulk. So are we expecting, do you think we'll see any more cameos in this series? Any surprise cameos?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm always up for it, so
I'd like to find I'd like to see White Vision at some point, find out what's going on with him. He disappeared 2 years ago and nobody's seen him.
oh, I did find a sneak peek. Hold on a second.
Uh-oh, we have a sneak peek. Hey.
It's only like 45 seconds, but hey, it's better than nothing.
It's better than a poke in the eye with a short stick.
Okay, I'm sending it to you.
Okay, send it to me. Send it to me and we'll get it up. Let's see.
Yeah, it's the only one that I even halfway trust. Like I said, it's Rotten Tomatoes. Everybody else is like sites I've never heard of. And
right. Okay, let's see and share and
I mean, you would think Marvel or Marvel Studios or Marvel Entertainment would put something out, but maybe not. I don't know if I go to YouTube specifically and look for it, if that would come up.
Okay, here we go. Let's take a peek. Let's see what we got going. Hang on.
Is your sound on?
Is my sound on?
Yeah, I can't hear anything.
And hang on a minute.
On the trailer, I can't hear anything.
I gotcha. Oh,
Edge
I didn't.
of Extinction is the name of the next episode.
Age of Extinction.
Mm-hmm.
While I'm trying to figure this thing out here, don't forget, speaking of Age of Extinction, there was a oh yeah, okay, that's why. Okay, let's try this again. How about now? We're good?
Not hearing anything.
Oh, of course. Speaking of which, he even says that here in this trailer. So, Edge of Extinction. Okay, we're gonna do it. We'll just do it this way. Oh, what's going on here? There we go. Let's see. Okay. How about now?
That's what this is all about, is it? You're gonna take our people to the edge of extinction with a war with the humans.
All these miscreants know is murder. Look how they treat each other. That's what's gonna happen. We're gonna murder them all.
You don't understand. the first thing about humans. They're at their most formidable when they're threatened.
Bum bum bum. I'll buy that.
I wonder if this
It's
is.
just a little.
I wonder if this is the theme. Well,
What's up?
echo. There we go.
Echo.
All right, so I could be wrong. This might be. I'm trying to remember who was in the trailer when that happened. I think it was Talus, but sometime during this conversation, Garrick must say something, and Ben kind of Talus comes over the table and kind of goes in to choke him, and then everybody in the room turns into Garrick.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if that's
if that's the scene. Yeah. That would make sense. I'll buy that.
I could be wrong. I've been wrong so many times, it's not even funny.
We're still waiting on Mephisto.
Right?
We've been waiting on Mephisto since
WandaVision.
has it been WandaVision? Oh yeah, because it was the stork and all that other, yeah. WandaVision. It's 2 years. 2 years. A little over 2 years.
Okay.
No.
I did find a Marvel, but it's only 34 seconds, so
It might be the same thing, because several of those seconds were look at all of our other stuff on Rotten Tomatoes.
yeah.
It's the same thing. There you go. Well, needless to say, I'm looking forward to it. I'm liking the way this is playing out so far. I have been thoroughly enjoying this. It's been a far sight better than some of the other miniseries that Marvel has put out. And that's only 2 episodes in. We're only a third of the way through it at this point. So,
Yeah, I think it's been pretty good. Outside of my few issues that I've had, but it's only 2, like you said, it's only 2 episodes. We may find out on down the line.
maybe
Or
your
we may
issues will be
never.
resolved. Yes. Or yeah. I'm still wondering why they didn't go catch Thanos on that planet in the 3 weeks before he snapped the stones out of existence. So I will continue to ask that question until I get it answered. And I know what the answer. Well, we needed something exciting to happen. Well, okay. We needed a 3-hour movie, not an hour and a half.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course, once again, I see a lot of stuff on Facebook and TikTok. I haven't really seen much on Twitter. Of course, now our views on Twitter are limited to so many.
10,000. Well, hold on a minute.
Because we're not verified, we're only allowed 600.
Oh, is that it?
And then
I was looking at it
cut you
going,
off.
I was looking at it, I was like, 10,000. Do you realize how that's one tweet every 8 seconds for 24 hours? If you are going through one tweet every 8 seconds for 24 hours, no sleeping, I'm talking like midnight to midnight, 24 hours, and you're looking at 8 tweets one tweet every 8 seconds, something's wrong with you anyway. What are you looking at that many tweets for?
My question is, he says, any tweets that you look at. Well, what if I don't really look at? I don't stop. I just.
Or if I'm just scrolling, yeah.
Does that count because I scroll through 10 real quick until I find something that I like? Does that 10 count, or does the one that I actually stop to read count? See, it's all very.
I was just I looked at that 10,000 and I was like, that's still a lot. We only get 10,000. That's a lot of tweets.
Well, somebody was saying that he was doing this to try and weed out the bots. And I'm like, okay, you're supposed to be super genius and you can't come up with another way to do this without affecting everybody else. You can't find bots. Hello?
Yep. Hey, when you make umpteen $billion a year, you can buy Twitter and run it the way you see fit.
I guess, but
And,
I
and
mean,
until then, stop complaining about it.
he's just. I mean, he
If
got
he-
raked. He got raked on TikTok. People were pissed.
If he wants to run that company into the ground, well, that was his money that he spent on it, and he can run that.
Yeah, maybe that's his plan to, run it to the ground and then file bankruptcy or something so he can get a write off. I don't know.
Who
It just
knows?
some of the stuff he does just makes no sense to me. But I'm
Nope.
not a billionaire, so
He's eccentric. Leave him alone. He's a billionaire. He's allowed to be
Yeah.
eccentric. But there are so many billionaires in this country, but none of them have had the gall and audacity to become Iron Man or Batman. And come on now, get
Yeah,
to
I
work.
mean,
We need superheroes. Dang it!
not only does it affect creators, but it really affects the advertisers.
Yeah,
I mean, if I can't see anything or do anything after looking at 600 tweets, well, then I'm off Twitter the rest of the day.
I look at about 2 tweets a day, and well, maybe 3. Usually that's when Geek News Now posts something and it pops on Twitter on my feed and it says, "Hey, Geek News Now just posted." Bing! I look at that one.
Yeah, I don't
2,
get on
maybe
there
3 a day.
very often unless I see something and it's a rumor, and then I'm like, I'm gonna go look on Twitter because usually Variety or somebody like that, usually they're on it pretty quick.
Right. Like
And
with
so-
they just tweeted out the other day. And this is not Marvel, this is DC. They announced the actors who will be playing Superman and Lois Lane
Mhm.
in the upcoming Superman movie. And when those tweets went, everybody was like, it's fake. And then all of a sudden TMZ's reporting it and Variety's reporting it and Hollywood Reporter's reporting it. And it's like,
James Gunn reported it.
maybe there's some truth to this then.
James Gunn tweeted it.
Yeah. So
And I have to say, I'm not right very often, but I was right on this one.
okay.
Because Ambrose, when they said they were looking, I think he was doing an article or something, I'm not quite sure, but he had texted me and wanted to know who I thought was in the running. And I gave him, I think, 3 or 4 names, and this Corn Sweat dude was one of them.
Corn Sweat? Is that how you say it?
Corn Sweet. I'm not sure how you say his name. I do apologize, sir, if I said that wrong. But anyways, and the only reason I picked him, I have never heard of him. I have not seen.
I have no
anything that
clue
this guy
who he is.
But I just based it on the fact that he looked like a young Henry Cavill. That was the only
hey,
reason I picked him.
that,
I said,
that-
here's your front runner.
that's one of the things that they need to do with some of these superhero movies is stop casting guys that are like in their 40s as Bruce Banner and Tony Stark and who else is up there in age. Because, well, just those two, for example. Stop casting the older guys. Start casting some of these younger guys so that they can maintain that role for many years. I hear your cat. Is that your cat or is that your fireworks?
That's the fireworks. That's the grand finale thing.
Wow. I thought that was the cat hitting the microphone.
No, that's the fireworks.
Oh, my goodness. All right, Debbie, do we have any shameless self-promotions this week?
Thursday will be Cantina Happy Hour, episode 3, season 1 of, I forgot to look up the episode name.
It's The Sin.
Oh, did I watch that already?
That's the one where he's dropped the kid off, and now he goes and gets his Beskar armor and jumps in and rescues the kid, and they leave with the big firefight at the end.
Oh, I know why I know. Okay, never mind. I have not watched. Well, I watched it originally. I have not rewatched it yet. That'll be.
I've watched it 4 or 5 times now. I'm good.
I will watch it tomorrow. Although I'm kind of on a Marvel kick. I've been rewatching the movies, But I really want to rewatch the Indiana Jones movies.
Already did.
At least the original.
And in fact, I've got
Three.
I got tickets on Fandango for Indiana Jones. And I may no, I can't go see it tomorrow. We got family stuff going on. I may go see it without. I hear whistling now. I think I'm gonna have to go. Luke's at camp this week, so I can't go see it with Luke. I'm gonna have to go see it by myself.
That's what I do all the time.
Or I've got 2 tickets. I could go see 2 different showings. So
there you go.
Or I could buy the 2 tickets to the one movie, and I'll have a seat to put my popcorn and drink in. Have them sitting right next to me. Throw my jacket on the. I don't know.
Yeah. Now, what really? Because I think I seen this on Twitter today. It was either Twitter or TikTok, and it hurts my soul deep down inside. But for a holiday weekend, this Indiana Jones, the 5th Indiana Jones movie, Dial of Destiny, is actually doing worse than The Flash, and that just pisses me off. Pisses me off.
I hadn't heard that, but
because
holy crap, that one sounded close.
I told you they're right in my backyard practically. Yeah, I think I'm not sure of the numbers, but I was thinking that they said that Indiana's only done 90 million and The Flash did, what was it, 160 million or something?
I thought 159, I think.
Yeah, so when I heard that really hurt me because I love Harrison so much, and it's really not that bad.
But you know what? And a lot of people have said that it was more enjoyable than the Crystal Skull. I've seen a lot of people saying, "Oh, it's better than the Crystal Skull," but I think the Crystal Skull left so much of a bad taste in everybody's mouth that they're just like, I don't even want to try it at this point.
I would put it slightly above Crystal Skull. It has its issues. I won't say what. You haven't seen it yet, but I had a few issues with it, but I thought it was a really nice send off for Harrison. And I'm just sad that it didn't do better. I think. But you know, the thing is, the movie experience with the economy the way it is, people just can't afford to keep, because they're releasing a lot of these movies 1 or 2 weeks apart.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like,
go to the theater.
Yeah, we just, of course, I'm, it's just me. So,
well, but even still,
I can't afford to go to the movies every freaking weekend, but
even still, it's better than
if you're wanting to take your kids, or go as a family. I mean, that gets expensive, and nobody has time for that, or they don't have the money for it.
They don't have money for it, yeah.
Because people got to pay bills. So, yeah, it's just, I don't know. It still hurts my heart.
Also, shameless self-plugs Cam from Cam and Focus. He's one of the co-hosts on the Cantina Happy Hour. He has a new Cam and Focus up. It's about the movie 65 with Adam Driver. So if you go over to the YouTube page, I still haven't seen it yet, Cam. Are you laughing at their fireworks still?
Yeah, because I'm not saying anything, but my little square is just...
Oh, yeah, I hear it. It's there. But Cam, I still have not seen 65. I apologize. So I'm not going to see your bit until I see the movie. That way I'm not spoiled by anything, because I really, really do want to watch it. And it's a red box. I could probably go get it tomorrow. But I go get it tonight. Anyway. Thursday nights, Saturday nights is the Geek Gauntlet podcast. Go check them out. They're at 10 o'clock Eastern time right here on the YouTube channel. don't forget to go. I forgot to mention it, and I'm sorry I did. Go check out our Facebook page. Go check out the Geek News Now Facebook page. We're doing a giveaway. We're giving away some anime stuff. It's a Sailor Moon tablet bag, and then a Gundam model. I think it's a Gundam model.
You're
Maybe?
asking the wrong person.
I
I
know.
know nothing about anime.
But the thing with it is, I'm fairly certain it's a model. I don't know if it's Gundam or not, but that's neither here nor there. But the thing with it is that there's only 29 hours left to go sign up and get you an entry. So, and there's a lot of different ways to get entries, checking out sponsors, things like that. But anyway, go check it out. 29 hours left. Get your name in the hat for those. We just gave away some Batman stuff. I'm sure we will have more giveaways coming up in the very near future. So, well, I guess that's going to do it for us. Come back Thursday night, same time, same bat time, same bat channel. Different show. We will talk about Star Wars stuff, the cool stuff. So anyway, y'all all have a great weekend. Have a great 4th of July if you're in the area or if you're in the States, and we will see you all next week. Bye.